the meaning of life and your relationship. Do these two things have anything to do with each other? Yes, they majorly do. I'm Shauna White, relationship coach for spiritually awake couples. And I want to start by reading a post that somebody made that brings this topic to mind. Actually, this topic is very central to what she wrote. So she says, I think it's she, I'm not sure. It's anonymous. Anonymous says, I know this is an advice group, but has anyone had a loving, not just content relationship for long periods of time, apart from some sort of honeymoon period? I had hope / love / moments of bliss with my ex when I didn't truly know all of him. Okay. But it was sex based looking back. It was genuinely a great compassionate connection filled with hope, but therefore illusion. We wanted each other deep down on all levels so badly. Very hot sex. But to merge / feel God / save each other. The fact is, we can't. Time goes on, day after day after day. We get resentful about life, the primal scream. It's not about just each other. It's about facing our thoughts every day. Maybe dark, but true. I'm starting to think women and men kind of hate each other, and we all semi-abuse each other because of the subtle suffering of our meaningless existence and death to come. And she finishes that with an LOL, maybe trying to lighten it up. Actually, I feel moved by the end of what she's saying here. And so this is really big. It's true that, I mean, what she's saying, I'm starting to think that women and men kind of hate each other, and we all semi-abuse each other because of the subtle suffering of our meaningless existence and death to come. This cuts straight to the heart of the matter, which is that when we don't feel our inner connection to the divine, however, whatever word you want to put on that, whether that's the universe, although I have to say, if the word you're using is the universe, probably you're not actually feeling it deep inside. Because would you say it's the universe if you were feeling it deep inside? So that deep connection with love energy that feels divine and like self at the same time. When we don't feel that, or we don't have that connection that allows us to feel what is our true purpose, what is our meaning, what is our inspired meaning for our life. When we feel disconnected from that and disconnected from self to the point that we don't know the meaning of our life, then relationship, particularly intimate partnership, becomes, or intimate, maybe not partnership, maybe intimate one night stand or whatever, however it might manifest. There's a need to fix, to soothe, to put a salve over that empty feeling inside. And so relationship, instead of being about expressing love and extending love and giving love, it becomes a consumption activity. Like I am getting the sex that I need, or the love that I need, in whatever form it's working with me and this other person. I'm getting it because I feel like I need it to feel God. That's what she said in the earlier part of her post, that really intense sexual connection she had with that man, they went into it together to try to feel God. And the fatal flaw is that because of what she's talking about, the meaninglessness, that's an indication that they were, or she was, not connected and moving into that sex in a way of running away from herself, not actually moving from a place of inspiration, of divine inspiration and connection inside herself to move into that sex. So that is how the resentment builds, because the fundamental sense of disconnection means that after the sexual high, after the emotional high, you're going to feel low again. You're going to feel that meaninglessness baseline, purposeless, which is depressing baseline. And the desire to fix by running away from that baseline into these emotional highs with your partner and the sexual highs, which is a kind of an emotional high with your partner. That way of trying to feel God is always going to fade and fail, because running away from yourself is not a way to find connection with the deepest part of yourself. And so, because it keeps falling flat, that's where resentment starts to build in the most general sense. There's possibly, specifics to how the resentment builds. But the feeling that I am unlovable, which is one statement that captures that feeling of disconnection inside, that feeling that I am unlovable, and then trying to fix it with reaching out to your partner, doing things to run away from yourself, and then always finding that you come back to, I still feel unlovable. I still feel depressed. I still feel meaninglessness about my life. That makes somebody so angry, really, really deep inside. It's like a spiritual rage, because our deepest nature knows that that is not true. That's not what our birthright is. Our birthright is to feel love and to know the purpose of our life as an extension of love, to feel that inspired expression and to fulfill that inspired expression freely and then experience the joy of that. That is what is normal, healthy human beingness. Pardon the background noise. That's what is normal, healthy human beingness. And to not be able to experience that, to feel like you have no power to fulfill that for yourself, that creates resentment. Sorry. Okay, muted the site. That creates the resentment on the most fundamental level. And so it's one of the really tricky challenges about relationship, because it's so wonderful, at least in the beginning, and maybe it continues to be wonderful and then have challenges and whatever, but it's very tempting. Relationship is very tempting if we don't know how to come to relationship from the inside. Then relationship is going to deeply engage and grip our pre-existing tendency to try to reach to the outside to get what feels good. And that is that's always going to lead to heartbreak and frustration and resentment. So we really need to learn the art of how to connect inside in order to connect with our partner, which is exactly what saved my life and my love life, but my whole life. I struggled very much with feeling, I wouldn't say depression, but I sure as heck hit my head against the wall and broke my heart over and over and over again, and was chasing, a feeling. I wanted to experience love that wouldn't break anymore. And, but I was looking the wrong direction for it. I was chasing out. And when I learned the art of how to go in to connect with myself, but not just myself, how to go in to connect with my partner, then I found how love is stable and full and giving, and has a really beautiful baseline. to then ride the waves of challenges that are uncomfortable and then lead to scary honesty and then lead to deeper intimacy, but also the many many moments in my relationship where things are really pleasant and positive, and that's another kind of challenge because that can be just comfortable and you really want to get into that deep rich intimacy, which is not comfortable, it's deeper than that. So there's challenges on both sides, on the challenges that are uncomfortable and the challenge of being comfortable. But I have that foundation with my partner from feeling how to connect with myself as the way to connect with him. And so that's what I work with people on, because that's where the incredibly rich, deep, spiritual and emotional and physical and human, the whole gamut of human experience rewards are in relationship, and I think in life, because I think that there's nothing compares to the richness of how relationship challenges us to expand and grow in our capacity to embody love. And so I love helping people with that because it's one of my favorite things in life. So there we go. Yeah, so we need to connect to the meaning of life in order to take the pressure off of our relationship. If we're not feeling meaning, and then we're trying to milk the connection with our partner to make up for the fact that we're not feeling our own um, inspired purpose in life, that's just going to dry out the relationship. So, yeah, the meaning of life, connecting with that in an experiential way for yourself is essential to being connected and balanced in your relationship in a way that can allow your relationship to flourish. All right. Share your thoughts in the comments. I would love. And I'll see you tomorrow.